Hey, Orange One here. So I started the game up and I noticed something kind of weird. Anna's not in her seat. Kind of cool. I like how the menu changes like that.
In the forest, I got caught in a trap set by the locals. They are a weird bunch. Look like overgrown kids too immersed in a game or something. I guess the war caught them in the local camp, but they managed to survive despite the attacks from bandits and mutants. Had the giant bear not chased them away, they'd probably have ruined my day completely.
Understatement of the day right there. Ruined your day. Being prisoner. So yeah, I mean in this episode I think that there's some pretty good combat. I am recording this in advance and then adding audio in later, like I've done before. And I think the last episode I did that too. Basically all of the Taiga. That's what I did, and I think it really, I enjoy it. It's just more enjoyable for me because it's just kind of stressful sometimes in these games where you gotta do those like split second shots. It's hard to talk and do that at the same time, you know? But it's kind of weird because I had closed the game out and then opened it back up, and now the ground's not on fire, and it's like, wait, what? There's just some random hookah in the back of the bus. And again, I would love to be able to read some of this Russian. I do like the tree fort thing. Growing up, I always wanted a tree fort. Someone down, not the street that I lived on, but one of the streets near me had this giant tree fort, and their dad worked in like the tech industry, and he had just all these like computer parts that they'd put up there. And so like basically he would just play with these computer parts. I mean, it was like basically smashed up computer parts in the tree fort. It was just kind of like this haphazard mess, but I just remember it like vividly, even like 20 years later, you know.
So you got out, you asshole. It takes real skill to get away from the master of the forest. This means you're dangerous. Damn it. Fucking backpack. I got greedy.
The master of the forest, by the way, is the bear.
Well, shoot me. Or scram. I gotta get ready for the final exam. Tell the teacher. I defended ours. Didn't chicken out. Didn't bully the girls. Teacher, I'm here.
Is he not wearing shoes? I didn't even realize that. It looks like he's like barefoot. Oh, that's funny. He was demanding the boots, the guy that was barefoot.
More reason to hurry up then. Yeah, let's pick up some speed.
It's so weird how all these people have these headlamps, these just like flames on their head. He's already with the teacher. So yeah, they call the bear the master, and it sounds like there's some sort of final exam where if you don't, or like when you're dying, you go, and they call it the final exam when you die. Super weird. Because that other dude earlier in the last episode was saying something about the final exam right before he thought we were gonna kill him.
I didn't detect the intruders. First, I only had to shoot once and I kept my eyes shut that time. And it was you who attacked us and raped and killed. We were only defending ourselves. You won't shoot. Well, if you're not going to shoot, then it's true that some intruders are kinda okay. We are pioneers. We only kill the bandits. The pirates, though, they just turn intruders into pincushions, not waiting for the forest court. They also rob, like bandits do. We're different, even though we grew up together. We do as the teacher told us to, but they misinterpret his words.
So yeah, it's kind of cool. They give you a little bit more backstory. But like, you don't have to go here. Like, this was just a place you could go up the road and talk to that dude.
Besides, Olga likes him, and she's an instructor. Just don't kill our people in the camp. There are women and children. Don't hurt them, please. You can go around the guards, through the cave, or by boat. Just don't hurt anyone, please.
So that's kind of cool that if you take the time to explore, they tell you about a stealthy option, the cave. Which I'm gotta be honest, this is not the first time. I did make a little cut earlier, you probably saw it. This is the second time me trying to get through the camp, and I didn't see the cave at first. But the cave's right here. It's off to the side. You're not really gonna see it unless you go over to this other place, but then it's pretty clear with the light coming out of it. Oh man, that's why you don't walk in the dark. You'll get impaled. I'm so surprised that didn't just like straight up kill us. Oh, there's a Molotov right there. I just didn't even see it. It's kind of weird how this happens with the time passing. They can't show you the sky passing really quick, so they just show you the fire going. And it's like, wait, but wouldn't you need to add some logs to the fire? How long is that one log gonna go, or two logs gonna go? A whole 24 hours? Looks like it.
Now we'll have to board the train, rather than waiting for their attack. also said that you can't just kill everyone. You have to take them to the forest court. Expected as much from you. All right, we can handle it ourselves. And we'll hang the second intruder from a post once we catch him. He's not a bandit, and he didn't hurt the girls. He only defended himself. Why kill him? Because he's an intruder. Because he came here like a bandit, so he'll get hanged like one. And I dare you to say we are bandits. Is that a threat? It's a warning. Enough! I declare the session closed. And now, as hospitality dictates, let's eat together.
How long do you think Vitya is going to stand in the corner for?
No idea. Roman will decide that when he's back. Why?
I just think we shouldn't have put him there. It wasn't he who told the lie, it was that drifter. Besides, Olga distracted him.
So he was punished for being dumb, not for lying. You can't really be so stupid when you're guarding someone. He got lucky the drifter just left. Could have slit the dumbbell's throat.
Ah, that is true. Where do you think he went, that drifter?
Vitya said he was...
It looks like they paused the conversation because we weren't close enough.
Why don't we give chase then?
Well, he didn't harm us at all, really. Besides, who's gonna mind the camp if we all chase him, huh? Imagine if the master comes.
I guess I didn't think this through.
Vitya didn't either. And see where it got him. Learn from his mistakes, man.
Yeah, I'm learning all right.
In any case, he only makes it worse for himself, that drifter. If the pirates catch him, they'll just pin him to a tree.
That reminds me, why don't they respect the teacher? He told them in the end that they shouldn't just kill everyone.
Well, yes, but the pirates think that protecting their friends, as teacher has told them before, is the important part. And what he told them in the end is just...
But just what? As they are the teacher's words, after all.
Of course. We have to do as he said, or else we'll turn into bandits ourselves.
Do you think the pirates have already turned? They don't really defend much now. Rather, they attack, kill, and pillage.
Maybe they have. The instructors sure seem to think the same. They put balance between our camp and theirs after all. And besides, did you hear them talk? They even sound like bandits.
Well, if they did turn, that would be a shame. We've been through so much together. After all, they're all childhood friends.
God, I love these little side conversations. They're so cool. You know, I thought like people who grew up in a camp in the woods, when I first heard that, I was like, really? I thought it'd be kind of like lame, but actually they really did a good job with it. And it's a little bit silly, the whole Ewok village in the trees, but I also love Ewok villages. And actually, when I went to college, there was like there was all these woods around it, and people built things up, and they weren't in the trees, but they were on the forest floor. And I get like that vibe from here. Just like the whole eclectic wood and whatnot. I mean, the Ewoks are definitely ridiculous, but their villages are cool. Yeah, so I had seen that there was this little bridge, so I figured I needed to go down and over to get to that. And it looks like our compass wants us to go that way, pretty much. I think that this one place I've seen in like uh like clips of the game. Like there's so many locations where I'm like, oh, I recognize that because I did watch like trailers and stuff, and I was super excited for this game. I just was reading something where they were saying like the whole Epic Store controversy didn't really hurt sales. Which is like, how do you prove that? Like, yeah, sure, they got the number of the sales, but how do you know how many people you would have had otherwise, you know? Did you see Artyom's shadow there? Like you could see Artyom's shadow. I didn't see the rope shadow though. I mean, I do feel a little bit guilty about buying from the Epic Store, but I'm too big of a fan to not do this, not play this game. I also saw that they got the Halo games coming out. Man, I could have sworn they saw us there. That's some dark humor there. Not that dark, but I like it. You know, that's the type of humor I enjoy in a game. Did I just hear the master? Yeah, there's some grumbling, some growling. Got some snakes. I grew up in the, kind of a more rural area, and there was these giant snakes that you'd see occasionally, and I remember once going out onto my driveway and seeing two of my cats fighting this snake that was like, gosh, like 3-4 feet long. It was huge. And the cats totally took it, and it was like, oh my god, like, I was very impressed, let's just say that. Because I grew up with 4 cats for most of, I had 5, but one of them went missing. They were outdoor cats in like a mountainous area, so it's like a lot of them ended up dying, but just going missing, you know? But they would catch so much crazy stuff. Like not just your birds and whatnot, but they would catch like voles, and there was a dead possum. I don't think the cats killed that, but I don't really know. Is that fish? Are those fish in the water there? No, it wasn't fish. You know what it is? It's these guys, little baby shrimps. The guys that we saw in the Volga right there. The ones you can step on. So I think we just heard another person kill himself there. That's the second time we've seen someone kill himself in this game. It's like intense, man. He yelled something about the teacher before he killed himself. Lower farm, about 30 bandits. So did that guy just like kill himself because there's all these bandits around or something?
Continue with these two fuckers after a break. How many fingers did he have left?
So I go a little bit Rambo here. And we don't really know much about these bandits. I think they might be the Baron's men. But I don't really know. It says this dude's out, but it looks to me like he's conscious, and I tried to untie him, but it didn't let me. You don't need to kill all these dudes. You can sneak past a lot of them if you know where to go. But where is the fun in that, you know? We have a crossbow, we might as well use it. As far as I can tell, on Ranger Hardcore, the crossbow is a one-shot kill. That combined with the reusable ammo makes it a really nice combo on this difficulty. Like, this game is meant to be played on this difficulty, and this weapon, oh, it's really nice. I haven't really used it very much. That's because we've been trying to not get the bad ending. You don't want to kill the innocent campers. And they're not innocent, but at least the pirates aren't. So you could probably sneak around this camp and then come up that ladder. I'm not sure if going down the ladder is a way to get up there as well. It might be. I aimed a little too high, it looks like there. So they know that we're around, they just don't know where we're at. I think he set up off the alarm, like, but he might not have. And I can see on my compass I need to go up there somewhere, but I wasn't sure how. This was actually my first time getting this far. You can listen in on the bandits. There's a group of them that hang out in the center, but I didn't really get close enough to hear their conversation. I was too busy trying to take them out. I don't know if he was actually talking to me, or if he was just saying that to be scary. I don't know why I was pausing there. I think my cat was doing something she wasn't supposed to, so I had to pause for a second. But this is the way you're supposed to go. I was going up here. I got a save point. And so I decided, well, I've got the save point. I might as well go back and see if we can take these dudes out. So enjoy. We take a couple of them out sneakily. It's 3 down. That was pretty quick too. Couldn't see the dude's body though. And I had no idea how many bolts I had at this time. Like I could be out like after this one. I now know that I had tons extra, like absolutely tons. I wasn't sure at the time. But see, we're just hitting them in the torso. We're not even getting like the head or the heart, and we're just one-shotting them. It seems to me like things are working out pretty well. So we got a couple different weapons now, which is good. You know, we haven't had guns for a while. We're definitely gonna need that later on. But this is definitely when I'm glad that I decided to wait for night for this part. See, this is like, oh, I love this combat, you know, when it's just crossbow and just taking them out. They don't even stand a chance, to be honest. It's so funny how like the crossbows are so easy to pull back in like video games and whatnot. Like in real life, they're pretty hard to pull back. I remember like they were talking about oh god, what's his name? Walking Dead, the biker dude. The one that like everyone has a crush on. They were talking about his like his little crossbow that they use for the show and how easy it is to pull back. And then they have like an actual crossbow for firing bolts. He's calling out to his friends, but I don't see any friends in sight, man. I think you're all alone. You know, there might be 1 or 2 more left. I think at this point, though, we've taken out pretty much all of them. I think I'm just gonna loot the buildings for a little while now. There's that poor guy that was hurt. They were taking his fingers or breaking them. I'm not sure if they're cutting them or breaking them. I'm pretty sure he's still out. Yeah, besides from that dude, I'm not hearing anyone talking. But we haven't gotten a save point, so I'm pretty sure there's still one of them left around here. It looks like that's like another entrance that you could get in through. We need to go up to the church. There's definitely no way of getting up to there. They said we could sneak around the camp using a boat. So this is probably the entrance that you'd get through if you had taken the boat to get to this point. This actually, like the whole like crickets and everything, that this really reminds me of home, because I remember during summer and spring you'd hear a lot of crickets. I actually really like that sound. I live near like this lumber mill now, and it is so loud and obnoxious. I hate that lumber mill. And it's actually just kind of relaxing to hear the crickets right now. It's not like we need the compound. The recurve has been doing plenty of damage. I don't know if the reflex sight is any better than the iron sight. Yeah, I think that the red dot sight is nice, but like when you're using night vision, the reflection is just horrible. You can't use it at all when you're doing night vision. What's that mountain range supposed to be? See, like the game runs pretty well as long as that bear isn't on screen. As soon as we've got the big old master of the forest, we start getting trouble. So it's not a good sign when they give you Molotovs like that, you know? Like, I knew when they gave me those Molotovs, and when I was playing, I was like, okay, we're about to get into a big fight. If they're gonna put Molotovs literally where you're gonna trip over them. They're basically like, hey, you might want to use these. So yeah, I was changing over to get the Molotovs out. I still have to use my controller to do that because the people haven't patched so that you can use the mouse to do that. A lot of bones on the ground there, a little concerning. And, you know, like I said, don't go onto the Reddit because it'll give you spoilers, and so I knew what was coming as soon as I saw that doorway. You know, I could have sworn that, throughout this game I've had like almost no issues with frames, but here it's just a nightmare. So I know that he's like a giant super bear, but come on. And here's where I wish I'd taken some time to getting different attachments on this weapon. I'm definitely not using my my bolts on you, buddy. I know it'd probably take you out pretty quick. He seems bugged out right now, doesn't he? There we go. Almost got us there. I think we're out of first aid kits too. Oop, nope. That would be the last one though. I thought we were out of shotgun rounds. Another Molotov. Alright, I think that's it. What a fight, huh? I mean, it always bothers me when they put bullet sponges in shooters. You know, that's like the first thing I mod out of Fallout is so that people can actually, if you get a headshot, people die, you know? And I remember the bear fight, and I think it's Last Light was like that too. Alright, well, I think I'm just about out of time. Thank you for joining me. This has been Orange One.